Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. I'm back with a brand new video. I got my tried and true favorite Star Wars t-shirt on, the one that I wear almost every day. Do not change out of. This is my favorite. This is a shirt that I eat with, sleep with, and bang your mom with. But most importantly, it's going to be the shirt that I review Link's Awakening on the Nintendo Switch with. Now, when I found out this game was going to be remade and released on the Nintendo Switch, I about shat my pants. I wasn't expecting the announcement, but it came at the end of a Nintendo Direct a few months ago, and I was lost for words. I was floored. My tongue dripped out to the ground. I was surprised. I missed out on the original Link's Awakening. I've never completely, fully played through it. And Zelda is like my favorite video game series of all time. I absolutely adore the Legend of Zelda series, but back in 1993, I really did not play the Game Boy. I was more of a Super Nintendo and NES guy at the time, and just really focused on consoles. So even though I did play a few minutes of Link's Awakening here and there, I never took the time to completely sit down and play it through. So I took this opportunity with Legends of Zelda Link's Awakening coming to Nintendo Switch as my time to finally play this game completely through. It was now or never. And I gotta say, I was floored with how adorable this game is. Now let's get the elephant out of the room right away. Let's talk about the graphic style. A lot of people kind of are polarized on the way that this game looks. And it's similar to when the Wind Waker came out. You know, people didn't like the cel-shaded graphics at the time. And then eventually people started to, you know, kind of let the graphics grow onto them. Well, I've heard everything from, oh my gosh, why did Nintendo go with this minimalistic, stupid, cartoony, childish look? And then people saying it's adorable. For me, I personally like the way Link looks. He's kind of like a little wooden toy figure with like beady little eyes. It's a cute little minimalistic look that I really enjoy. It really brings, in my opinion, that whimsical environment that this game has. Because you do know that the island itself is kind of, you know, a little bit like a dream. It feels like it. You know, it doesn't feel like it's the same as what Hyrule is. The environment and everything on this island is just overall different than what we've seen in most Zelda games. So I think it does fit it. I think the personality of Link really shines as far as the way he looks in this game. And it's just cute. It's like a throwback to the original Legend of Zelda game. And I like it. You know, we've got used to Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker and Twilight and Skyward Sword and, you know, Breath of the Wild, this huge open world environments and stuff. This game takes the game back to its roots, the series back to its roots with a smaller map, you know, cuter, tinier enemies and dungeons, and just overall an old school vibe and feel to it. And I think the graphics basically captured everything that was magical about the original and kind of gave it that nostalgic feel. If it was updated to look any realistic or whatever, I don't think it would have just felt the same. It would have felt like a completely different game. What they did with Link's Awakening Remake is they took everything that was great about the original and just gave it a cute little overhaul. And I think if they would have tried to go for a realistic approach, it wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't really feel like it still had its original charm. And I like that. I like that it felt like a throwback. Now, the music, you know, Link's Awakening always had some great music. You'll hear callbacks to, you know, all those amazing little tunes that people just get stuck in their head. You know, the Game Boy had some great music, and now they have updated versions of the same exact tunes. The dungeon music in a lot of these, especially later on, there's the Face dungeon. Wow. You know, listening to an updated, modernized orchestra type of music for this game does it justice. Like, that's one thing that first party Nintendo games always have, is that music in their Zelda games, their Mario games, their Star Fox games are always fantastic. And I gotta say that they really captured that essence of what a Zelda game is with the music and everything. Now, the core gameplay, if you've played any old school type of Legend of Zelda game, it's pretty much the same. If you played Link's Awakening especially, the game didn't really change anything to it. The layout of the world, the overworld, and the maps and the dungeons and everything are pretty much the same. In fact, you could probably follow a Game Boy walkthrough of this Nintendo Switch game and be okay. The puzzles, the locations of where everything are on the map, the dialogue, it's all basically the same with just a huge graphical makeover. It's like if the game just kind of put some makeup on, got a new haircut, and cleaned up a little bit. So if you've played Link's Awakening in the past, you will be able to probably breeze through this game rather quickly. There's not much new aside from the new like chamber mode, but unfortunately with this chamber mode, this is where you're able to create like your own little like dungeons and using certain rooms or whatever. It's not available to share your dungeons online, which is a real huge letdown. As soon as I asked my buddy RGT85 where the hell I go to get the dungeon chamber mode and play it and everything, he told me exactly where it was at. And I was like, wait, so we can't share this? And he goes, nope. And I was like, oh, Nintendo, what are you doing? To me, this is such a beloved game. It would have been neat to have this new feature that they thrown in be able to be shareable. I mean, we're paying for Nintendo Switch Online now. Give us some features in most of your hit games so we could take advantage of it. This would have been a perfect thing to use for Nintendo Switch Online, but it's missing. Now, I mean, honestly, if that's one of the huge negatives of this game, that's not bad, because overall the gameplay is great and it looks good. There is some slight frame rate hiccuping in the overworld at times, but it's because they did something very different with this game. In most old school, over the top, view Zelda games like A Link to the Past and Link's Awakening and the original Legend of Zelda, when you go to a new section of the screen, like you go to the edge of the screen, it kind of does like a transfer where like the whole new level, like it kind of loads the new screen, like does like a shift, and then boom, you get the new area. While on the overworld map, it's basically like all one huge giant map that's already kind of like pre-rendered and preloaded. And I've noticed when you get to a certain area that you haven't gotten to yet, it kind of does a little frame rate skip. It's kind of hard to explain. I'm going to try to show you guys what I'm talking about with this footage right now. But if you've played the game and sat down with it, you might notice it when you're going like, to a different section of the same area that you're in. You'll see that the upcoming stuff is kind of like whatever's in the center of the screen is really well focused. And then you can see the edges, like the perimeter is kind of like blurred out. I guess that's just enough to give it a real like open world depth. And that's kind of cool that they did that, but you can tell once you reach that area and it starts to like load like the pre-rendered stuff, it starts to frame rate skip, not script. I'm not like the most technically sound guy with frame rates and stuff like that, but it is a little noticeable, but it's not a hindrance to the game. It does not make the game unplayable. This is not like a Troll and I game where, or WWE 2K18 where it's just totally unplayable. Now, I absolutely had a blast playing this game. I got it as soon as I got off of work on launch day. I picked this baby up and I played it from like 4 o'clock in the afternoon to like 4 a.m. And if you don't believe me, it just now hit 5 a.m. right now outside. So I literally almost played this game a straight 12 hours. It's not as long as an Ocarina of Time or Wind Waker or Skyward Sword, obviously, because those are so much bigger in the grander scope of what Zelda games are. You gotta remember, this is a remake of a Game Boy game, so if you're looking for a time sink, you're not really gonna have it here beyond like 15 hours tops, unless you really just want to sit down and take your time with it. But if you want a good playthrough that won't take too long, has a fair amount of content that's just right, this is perfect length. If you've played Link's Awakening before and you're a big fan of the game, you're going to love it. It's the same game, just with a makeover. And if you're like me, where you've never taken the time to sit down and really fully play through it and experience it, then this is definitely the definitive version of Link's Awakening for you to get and to pick up. Like, honestly, I'm almost happy that I waited so long to actually sit down and sink the teeth into Link's Awakening, because the game really wasn't spoiled for me. I didn't have, a memorized walkthrough of the dungeons. I didn't know how to solve a lot of the puzzles. I didn't even know where to go on a lot of the maps, not to mention that insane trade quest where you have to, like, go all over the map I didn't have any spoilers, basically. I came into here nearly blind. This was nearly a blind playthrough, and I actually was kind of excited about that. So if you're like me, if you didn't play Link's Awakening, really, and you want to experience it, you know what? Just go ahead and upgrade directly to the Nintendo Switch version. Don't worry about the Game Boy version anymore. This game has you more than covered. Now, I will say it is a full retail price game. I did buy it at Walmart though, because it is $10 cheaper at Walmart. So I went that route. I don't know if I would say Link's Awakening is worth a full retail price game though. I honestly would say that I feel that this game should have been like $39.99 tops. Maybe even a $30 game. You're thinking that this game is a basic remake of a Game Boy title that came out like in '93. So it's over 20 years ago. To me, it's a little overpriced for what it is, but it is a great game. I would say go to Walmart. You at least get it a little bit cheaper. It's by no means anything like that. I just think it is kind of a little higher in price, but you know what? It's a Legend of Zelda game. I'm going to buy it anyway. So I did enjoy it. I don't regret buying it. I love it. It's excellent. One of the best games out there right now on the Nintendo Switch. If you don't have it yet, go and pick it up, guys. And that's it for today's video. I could talk about Zelda all day, but it's time to end it. If this was your first time coming to the channel again and you're not subscribed yet, please do so. Don't forget to click that bell notification and smash that like on the way out. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description. You want to become part of the hashtag 8BE Nation, guys? Well, be sure to pick up your official merch, now available online. Link is below in the description. We got classic t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, and even women's apparel. Don't forget, pick up your official merch now. And while you're at it, guys, feel free to watch the next video, or why don't you catch up on one that you might have previously missed. Thanks again, guys, for all the support. I couldn't do this without you. You guys are amazing, and don't forget to subscribe and click that like button if you are brand new. Thanks again, guys. Peace out.